Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm vengeance.
I have given a name to my pain.
The Batman.
Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
It's simple. We kill the Bat of Gotham. I'm Batman.
Hey now, welcome to episode number 49 of the Batman on Film Social Hour. I'm the founder of Batman on Film, Jett. Did you know that, Pete? Did you know I founded Batman on Film?
You're such an OG that I just kind of
Ain't many left. I'll tell you
No,
that.
you and what's his name? What's the Australian guy? What's his
Garth?
name? Yeah,
Franklin, Dark Horizons.
Yes, sir.
I think we're it.
yeah, I believe so. I don't know how many OGs are left.
So 24 years of Batman on Film this year. What we're going to do for the 25th? That's going to be a big deal. Need to have a party.
We'll have one in March. Want to have a pre-party?
Well, yeah. Let's see. What's got to be something in 20. Well, I'm gonna figure something out. So, all right, we're gonna get right to it. Peter Verra, senior BOF contributor, joins me on this episode of the Batman on Film Social Hour. How was that snowstorm?
It wasn't bad. We're all good to go. We're all, streets are clean, sidewalks are clean. We got about a foot in my area. I know they got hit harder around the coast of New Jersey, so they probably got like foot and a half. But nothing we're not used to around here. It's just shovel it out, get to work, get up on your day. That's how we do.
I was telling you before we started recording that because you were trolling me. You baited me like, well, how's the weather? And you know how that goes. So.
You and Mike Trout, it doesn't take much to talk about the weather.
So I will say it was 70 yesterday. It was 70 on Sunday. It's gonna be 50s today, and then we have a freaking winter storm coming. It's gonna take us through Wednesday, Thursday. It'll be over, but it's still gonna be below freezing for a few days. I mean, it'll make the highs may be in the 30s, but yeah. So.
I had no idea it got cold in Texas until last year when you guys got that ice storm and had to start cycling power. I had no idea.
Yeah, it gets cold.
I always thought Texas was one of the hotter states.
You thought it was like tropical everywhere, and it was just
I just assumed it was always just blazing hot.
Oh, it is blazing hot, and it can be in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's the 90s. It'll hit upper 90s. I've had some hundreds, but. Yes, depending on where you're at. I mean, especially up North Texas and up in the Panhandle. I mean,
yeah,
they have a more traditional winter.
Forget how big that state is. It's a
big ass state, man.
Yeah, you in Alaska.
Big ass state. So we're going to talk about the Batman because this son of a gun is basically a month out.
Yes, it is. Finally.
Yeah, and things are rolling in quickly. Let's start off. You can buy tickets, Pete. You can buy tickets starting the 10th of February through wherever you get your tickets. Where do you get your tickets at? Are you a Fandango guy?
I'm a Fandango guy. I just buy them. Well, now, yeah, just buy them on the phone and they scan it. You walk right in and it's great. Very convenient.
I'm glad you're a Fandango guy because Batman on Film will be selling. You can buy tickets through Fandango via Batman on Film starting the 10th, and I will be rounding up a bunch of tickets for our Batman on Film watch party for Team Batman on Film. Talk more about that later, but yeah,
as long as I get to sit next to Dick's shoes.
That's between you and Dick's shoes, my friend. I'm not making look. Yes, I taught history for 30 years and coached, but I ain't making no seating chart.
I'm sitting
One of
next
my
to Dick's shoes.
classrooms.
Everyone better be aware. That includes Jen. Jen, you better, if you're listening, I'm sitting next to Dick.
Hell, Dick Shoe's not even listening to this, so much less his wife. So yeah, tickets go on sale. You can find them here for Fandango if you buy through Fandango, which I'm a Fandango guy anyway. But we'll have.
I don't know
I'll
where
have
else you would actually do it. Like I know people have like AMC stubs, and you could do it through that. But I think I don't know of any other app other than Fandango.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'd be
I like Fandango, so that's where we're gonna roll with. So and this is for I guess I'm speaking for domestic box office. I've seen. I don't know the others, so I can't speak to when they go on sale in the UK or wherever. But I mean, I gotta assume it's around the same time. I would imagine.
I mean, the last thing I'm worried about is when Japan gets to see the Batman.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, no offense to Japan.
No,
but, yeah.
no offense to you
But
guys.
I'm with
Italy
you.
too, for that matter.
Yeah,
I don't care when you guys
well,
see it.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
mean, if Libra Mayho's
my
listening,
boy
I'm
Libra
sorry,
Mayho. Libra Mayho's in Italy, my man.
He's probably already seen it by now.
So he's I want him to see it because yeah.
Well, he should come to Texas. He should come to the watch party.
I wish
Come
he
on,
would.
Lee.
I told him to come.
Come on down.
He's over in Italy. Drawing up some great Batman art, man. That guy is
Yes,
awesome.
he is. He's talented.
Freaking
He's
awesome,
one of
man.
the best.
Yes. So get your tickets early. It'll be interesting to see. What I like to do is when they go on sale, start seeing how quickly they fill up each individual theaters, whatever, screening room, whatever, you go to these Cinemarks or whatever, AMCs, and there's 15, 20 plus individual theater screens, I guess. I don't know.
As long as we're not like in the first two rows, I
Yeah.
don't care where
No,
we
I'm
sit.
not getting no first two rows. So, all right. So get your tickets for the Batman. Okay. I was convinced that this was an illicit leak, but apparently, and I found out because I put in a word, it was not. So this funeral scene from the Batman, did you watch it or did you avoid it?
No, I have not. I've tried to go radio silent on the Batman.
Okay.
I'm very selective of what I'm reading. I stopped watching trailers. I haven't watched this funeral scene. I haven't watched anything. I want to go in and have the full experience of the movie for the first time, and that's kind of my goal, to see it with all you guys for the very first time.
Apparently it was basically an advertisement on YouTube that popped up when people went to YouTube, and it's a 2-minute scene-ish of you've seen it in some of the trailers when Bruce Wayne's at the funeral and he saves the kid. Well, this is an extended version. I wouldn't say it's spoilers because we've seen bits and pieces. It does give away not give away, but it shows, man, the tone of this film is really,
I mean,
intense,
if
man.
you can't get the tone of the film from the regular trailer,
it's intense. So good vibe to it. It's on Batman on Film if you want to check it out. I don't think it's very spoilerish, but if you're like Pete, I've seen other people going like, I ain't watching it because I'm going in. I've seen enough. I've seen the trailers. I've seen the pictures.
they had me after that first Fandom trailer.
Have you seen? You've seen all 3 trailers, right?
Yeah, I believe the Bat-Cat trailer is probably the one I've watched the least, just because I'm like, I just want to go in and see the film for what it is. They've already sold me. I'm ready. I'm excited. I can't wait to just judge it after the 3-hour runtime and talk about it then. But I'm ready to go in and just watch the movie. I don't need to see anything else.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready as well. So, just a quick note: I should be seeing it here pretty soon, relatively soon, and probably mid to the 3rd week of February. And I think I'll be able to post my review immediately.
So there's no embargo.
As of now, that's what I think.
Now, usually that is a great sign.
That is a good sign, and that's why I brought it up. If that's the case, and there is no, I go to the screening and there's no embargo, they say you can drop your reviews as soon as you finish watching the film. It'll be on Batman on Film as soon as I write it. and that it would be a very good sign because
What did they tell you for BVS and Justice League? What was you had to wait like what 2-3 days or something, on a week out?
oh man, with BVS I had to wait almost 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
almost,
And,
man, because I had to sign an NDA and all kind of.
Can you bring
Okay.
Rachel to this screening?
I would imagine. I'm thinking, I think I'll get a +1 for this. Not
These are
sure.
Traditionally, these are all good signs.
Yeah, but these local screenings are usually +1. Not always. There's some things they don't want. A lot of times with these local screenings, it'll be, how radio stations will do like a early screening giveaway for tickets.
Yes.
Okay, it's one of those deals. So it'll have like half of it or a third of it sectioned off for press, and then the rest of the seats are people who won tickets on radio stations. And stuff.
I've never.
Not
been to
always. Not always.
Now,
but
are
lots
these
of times.
things just kind of like it's just like a regular? It's just set up in a regular theater, and
Yes.
it's normal. It's just closed off from one section.
It's
Like
just
they just close off that theater for the general public, and it's just
Yes, the only people who like the press.
It's like a nightclub. There's a bouncer.
They'll have security there. You have to check.
That's great. That's interesting.
We'll have to check your phone. I'm almost positive. I'll have to check my phone. I've been to some that's press only. More times than not, they usually have a regular audience crowd, like I just described. I want to say The Matrix was press only, and that's a Warner Brothers film. So it depends on how much they want to keep secret. If this thing is a couple, 10 days to 2 weeks out from the release, it may be a press only deal because they don't want, people will come see it. Well, people will come see it who win tickets off the radio, and they'll just reveal everything,
Yeah.
They don't have any. They don't have an NDA. They don't have anything like that, and they don't give a shit either. They're gonna spoil the film. So that'll be interesting to find out, and I'll find out shortly. I just know the screening's coming up. Also, I'm going down to AT&T Discovery Plaza on the 17th of February, downtown Dallas. They have a traveling exhibit for the Batman coming to town from between 2 to 6 that day, 4 hours. They're going to have the Batmobile from the Batman, costumes and props. So I'll go down there, take pictures, and do some video, and that'll be on Batman on Film as well.
Is there a way to track this tour?
I put in a word to Warner Brothers and ask about it. It is touring, and they're efforting a schedule.
Okay. Because I'd love to see the car in person myself.
Yeah. I would imagine. Yeah, it's got to be going. I mean, it's going to have to go around some major cities. So
yeah, I figure New York's got to be one of them.
I will find out. I've asked, and I'm waiting for word, and I will put it on Batman on Film as soon as I find out. All right, so Total Film's got a big Batman feature coming out. Another one. We've had what? Let's see. Esquire. That was a good one. What was the other one?
There've been a couple in Esquire.
Yeah, Esquire. What am I missing here? Not Total Film. Empire. Empire had one.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So me and Lauer talked about those. But let me ask you a question to kind of set you up here. You got to be a Batman fan to direct a Batman movie.
No.
You have to be a Batman fan to portray Batman in a big screen live action film.
No.
Okay. Because that's happened before, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This time, for the Batman, we have two huge lifelong Batman fans directing the film and playing Batman. That would be Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson. And as I said, it's not a requirement. You don't go interview and say, okay, are you a Batman fan? No, I've never read the comics. Okay, you're out. No. But there's something kind of cool, right? Something kind of cool about the fact that Reeves and Pattinson are big Batman fans.
Yeah, and it's interesting because especially it's what it seems to be the version of Batman that Reeves loves the most seems to be 66. And if you're looking hard enough, you could see a lot of those elements in this, the car, the cowl, like it's like, oh wow. So he has done a very good job of translating his love for that TV show into his version, his take of Batman. And it always doesn't work out. Snyder was a Batman fan, as was Affleck. That you would think that combination would have pulled it off, and unfortunately it didn't. Joel, to his extent, was a Batman fan of a certain era as well. Burton, not really.
Not really at all. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Burton, I think the only comic book Burton ever read was Killing Joke. And
That's
Nolan,
good. Yeah.
Nolan had Goyer, so while he probably was a Batman fan, I don't think he was as big of a fan as, let's say, Goyer was. But
no,
I think you might be able to say that the combination of Reeves and Pattinson possibly are the biggest fans to ever participate in a production.
Michael Uslan told me that when Tim Burton got the job for Batman '89, it was his job to kind of school him on Batman. And so
that must have been interesting.
he kept a lot of he kept all the campy is the more silly, more fantastical stuff as he could away from him.
Brought him everything from the 50s.
Yeah, brought him like the Dark Knight Returns and stuff like that. So, and I would say that it's just kind of cool. Me and Reeves are the same vintage. I think we're almost the same age, exactly, close to it. And like him, I became a Batman fan through the 60s TV series. And so I get when he talks about, the love for that series and the love for Batman coming from that. And as much as I love it and I watch it, I have the Blu-ray, the big box set. I wouldn't want that on the big screen. That's not my preferred.
We got it in '97.
Batman, just about. Yes,
we got that already.
So, you know what? Speaking of that, I told I'm not a huge Batman and Robin fan. I've come after the Dark Knight trilogy, and now we're getting the Batman and stuff. I've come to the point where I can watch it without going, "Oh, I hate this." But
yes, agree.
There's a argument that can be made that it is one of the most comic book accurate versions of Batman that we've seen on the big screen. It is very. I
100% agree.
It is very, very much 1950s, 60s.
It does take its liberty.
Much. Yes.
It takes its liberties, like Barbara Wilson instead of Barbara Gordon. But there are a lot of just elements pulled straight out of Batman the Animated Series from the 50s and early 60s. I mean, the cars are convertible. It's very kid friendly. There's some, and I agree with you that post Nolan, you were able to, or post Begins, you're able to look at Batman and Robin in a different light. Whereas if it was the last Batman movie ever made, I don't think any of us could still turn it on and watch it, because that's like,
correct.
This is what built it.
Correct.
So I can appreciate it. And I'm with you. As time goes on, I do grow a little bit more fond of that movie. It's not great. It's not good, but it's a piece of Batman history. And, I God bless Kenner and all those wonderful action figures they made.
Yeah. It's that'd be a topic for another podcast or social hour about the comic book accuracy of Batman and Robin at some point. But let's get back to the Batman. So, and specifically Robert Pattinson. So he had some great quotes, and they released some snippets, some excerpts from the Total Film article that's coming up. And, they asked him again, okay, well, why did you want to do Batman? And of course, he says he was aiming for quite different stuff, obviously. And speaking of that, my son, Michael Ramey, put together a look at all of Pattinson's stuff after Twilight, every film after Twilight, and then up until Batman. And if you haven't, check that out. If you have not seen, especially if you haven't seen Robert Pattinson's stuff, if you think Robert Pattinson, if you're one of these people who go, oh, they're getting the guy from Twilight to play Batman, which is such a lazy ass, freaking lame.
Oh, there's a lot of bad takes that come to the Batman.
That is such a lame take. and ignorant. I'm sorry, it is. It is ignorant because you don't know what he's done. And even Matt Reeves said the people who complained about the casting were people who have never seen anything that he's done after Twilight. The people who were down for Robert Pattinson are the ones who have seen his stuff after Twilight.
This is also a trend when it comes to casting actors in these comic book movies. You got Keaton, you got Affleck, of course, who was who people are still fighting for.
People had they had a freaking epic meltdown when he was cast in 2013.
Anne Hathaway, Gal Gadot was met with some criticism.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of
Heath Ledger.
Yes, of course. Yeah. So,
as the Joker. So
it's happened.
Yeah, yes, it always happens. But Pattinson said, obviously, it mean playing Batman is basically the jewel in the crown of the parts you can really get as an actor. But I never really thought I was anywhere close to doing it, especially with the other parts I was attracted to at the time. I just obsessively checked up on it over the years or so. Even my agents were like, "Oh, interesting. I thought you only wanted to play total freaks." And he said, and Patton says, I was like, he is a freak. So, what you think? Yeah. I mean, it just goes back to him, hearing they're going to reboot Batman and thinking, I'm a Batman fan. I'd like to play this role. I'd really like to play Batman and keep checking on it. So that's cool as well.
It's I don't know if you're a big time baseball player, you figure you want to play for the Yankees. If you're a huge basketball star growing, you figure you want to play for the Lakers. There's just certain things that Batman is a big role and it attracts people, and it's one of those things where it's always, I feel like Batman's always in high demand, right? Like there's a reason why 80 years of history we're going on, how many actors who have played it and how many films. It is, like you said, it's a crown jewel, and Warner Brothers thinks that. I mean, even going back to I listened to a podcast, I forget the name, but it was going back to 95 when they were pitching Batman Forever to Joel. They told Joel, we want you to direct our biggest IP, and what was that? It's Batman, and that's how many years ago. So nothing's changed. Warner Brothers knows that he's the money maker. That's kind of the reason why he was shoved into the last series. To kind of just try to save it a little bit. But it's Batman. People are juiced. People are excited. You're having a hard time finding merch. You're having a hard time finding toys, T-shirts, all that stuff. It's just people are really excited for this, and I think the actor is included. And for a lot of these guys, as bad as Batman and Robin is, it changed George Clooney's life.
For the good.
It didn't derail his career.
No.
It accelerated it.
He will say that.
Yeah.
That he shits on Batman and Robin. I don't know if it's kind of tongue in cheek. It's probably a little tongue in cheek and a little seriousness at the same time. But he also will say, after Batman, I got roles that I wouldn't have got if I hadn't done that.
Yeah. That's a big time, and it can work against you in some cases, but for some people, if you play it the right way, it can really jumpstart your career.
Heck, I don't think anyone who's played Batman since Keaton, Kilmer, anyone, I don't think it hurt any of their careers at all.
No, Kilmer was a huge star when he got the role. Yeah. It probably helped Bale further along his career a little bit. I feel he wasn't as big of a star until Batman. He was growing. Affleck was already huge, and Pattinson probably is in the same boat as Affleck and Kilmer, where they were already stars. Pattinson's got a huge fan base. We know that just from social media interactions. But this might actually be the moment where people stop thinking about the glittering vampire, and they look at him in a different light. And this could probably propel him to even bigger stardom.
Oh, I think, he probably can get things if he wants to, because he likes doing these indie type, kind of weird films, and that's cool. And but I just think it's kind of, speaking of cool, I think it's the fact that I think he's got to be. I mean, maybe Affleck I think even more than Affleck, this guy is probably the biggest Batman fan to play the role, and I think there's something kind of cool about that.
I think Affleck might be a bigger Daredevil fan than he is a Batman fan, but Affleck definitely loves comic books and stuff. He's definitely into that.
Yeah. So they asked him about being a lifelong Batman fan. He says, and this is Pattinson again, out of all the comic book characters and that kind of movie, I've seen every single one of the Batman movies in the cinema, which I can't really say that I've done for any other series. So he's saying, I'm an actor. And he probably grew up with this as well. You know, the dude's, you know what, he's 30, he's in his mid 30s now. So he was a kid, you know, back in 89 and all through that and up through. But even as a kid, even as an actor, I mean, he's goes and sees all the Batman movies, you know?
Yeah.
And saw it as a fan like you and me and everyone listening, you know?
I think the only character that can rival this is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think that's, you know, Superman can't, he's not the same. Clearly he's not on that level, I think, anymore in terms of just general audience and fandom. And maybe Wonder Woman will get there. I think she's got to go through maybe an iteration, you know, or two more.
It's the relatability to Bruce Wayne and Peter Parker that does it for the general audience. And yes, Spider-Man is a superhero, superpowers, but Spider-Man is more about Peter Parker. And Peter Parker, you know, is always,
Parker luck.
You know, his just regular old kid, dude, young man who's always had shit
He's a broke photographer living in a $3,000 studio apartment in New York. You know, like there's nothing more relatable than that.
And so it's that, and then the Batman is so. I mean, it's just he's not superpowers. He's a regular guy. You know,
Peter Parker has no money. Bruce Wayne's got all the money, but Peter Parker has superpowers. Bruce Wayne doesn't. They're they're very interesting yin and yang.
But you can relate. People can relate to those the core aspect of each character
because they live the real life. You know, like that's to an extent.
Yeah. There's just some, you know.
I wish Hal Jordan could be as relatable.
It's tough with it's. I can see why people say sometimes it's tough. It's tough. It's tough with Superman. Well, you know, why hasn't there been a great Superman movie since '78? You know, it's tough when you're Superman, and to have that kind of. They tried it with Man of Steel, you know, and then they tried it. They tried to make it a different take. I love Man of Steel, borderline. There's, you know, third act kind of gets me, but not gonna get up with that.
I got no problems with the third act.
But
that's a complete reaction to Superman Returns.
Oh yeah, it is 100%. So continue on with Robert Pattinson. So he's looking forward. He grew up, even as a adult, looking forward to the Batman films coming out. He's dropped comic book names and graphic novels all the time too, and I'm talking about from different periods of time. So he knows what the hell he's talking about. He said there was the combination of just being so attracted to it, Batman, but also feeling like I had a lot of movies that feeling like it had a lot of movies made about it, and none of them are bad movies. He says none of them are bad movies. People kind of shit on some of them. This shows you the Batman fan in him. It's something we just talked about actually with Batman and Robin. But they're not actually bad. They're all kind of completely achieve what they set out to achieve. They're all really interesting according to their time and place. I don't know. I just had a weird instinct about it, but I've always loved the character. He's right. I mean, we talked about Batman and Robin. I forgot that he said this specifically, even before I brought that up. Batman and Robin was what it was intended to be. It wasn't intended to be Batman 89 or even Batman Forever for that matter, or Batman Returns. And I can make an argument. It's very comic book accurate for a certain era of Batman history. You know, I like the fact that he appreciates, it takes someone who knows the character through the decades and the different incarnations to get that. Right? Yes, absolutely. So again, I think there's just something cool about Pattinson and Reeves being Batman fans, and they are the two top dogs in this new incarnation of Batman on film.
It's just good. He gets it, and that as a fan, like, what else can you ask for? Other than you get kind of nervous because you're always weary, like, how much research does this guy need to do to actually get into the role? I'm sure Robert Pattinson, when his entire life has been working on his Batman voice, right? Like we all have.
Yeah,
we all have a Batman voice. So it's just nice to know that he's been putting in the work and he's been doing it for years. So in a way, he already knew how to play this role before he even got it. It's already been in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, as a fan, you're just kind of like, it makes you feel like you're in good hands.
I don't remember it was in Esquire or Empire, but he talked about meeting with Reeves and the detective aspect of this film, that it is a detective film first and foremost. And he thought, they've said that before, but it's kind of just lip service, and they'll have little bits of it in the films. But he's like, this one is just like straight up detective movie. So that got him super excited as well,
Mm-hmm.
So
it's something we really haven't seen that much. There's bits and pieces.
If
this can really elaborate on that, that would be something I would love to see.
I think we're going to see that because it's here pretty soon. We're going to see just that. All right. Before we start winding this up, I'm going to talk about the Batman on Film watch party here pretty soon. I know you because you sent me a video and you posted some pictures. You took a trip to Target, right?
I did.
You braved that winter storm. What do they call that? That cyclonic vortex or something? I heard on the Weather Channel.
We got a dusting. What are you talking? We know how to handle the snow around here. We don't have to cycle power. We're prepared.
That ain't on me.
Tax dollars hard at work.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you guys need some state tax.
Oh my gosh. So tell me what did you pick up?
I picked up the Spin Master Batmobile, which is
let's do a mirror.
You got yours? I haven't taken mine out of the box either.
Okay, I was going to ask you. You going to take it out, or you leave it in?
I will. I want to do a review on it for Batman on Film, but I need to clean up the space and a little bit lazy. So 1 + 1 = 2.
Okay.
$30 for this Spin Master's Batmobile, which is
it's a good looking little thing, isn't it?
Let me tell you, for the price point, sound effects, lights, action figure, $30 at a 4-inch figure, absolutely well worth it. I think it's wonderfully priced, fully functional. The doors open, rubber tires. This is probably the best Batmobile we've gotten since Batman Forever, in my opinion. And it's I don't know when McFarlane's going to make one. I know he's making the motorcycles, but I got a little weary, so I jumped on this, and I think it's well worth it. I also picked up the $8 Spin Master Oswald. I don't know where he is right now. He's hiding on me.
Oh man,
where'd he go? Oh, here he is. He's right here, and it's cool. He comes in a little purple shirt. He's a little pudgy.
Hold it up there.
He's got his umbrella. It's not bad. I think it's worth it for $8.
Yeah,
I didn't pick up
$8. Okay.
Yeah, but it's these are. They're totally marketed for children. They're not the McFarlane 7-inch scale.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of quality that went into this Batmobile. At least I'll check out the Oswald, but the Batmobile is totally worth it. There's a lot of unmasked Zoe going around, and it's unmasked figures aren't really my thing. I know there's a huge market for it, but I'm waiting. If I did buy the McFarlane one with the mask.
This.
Yeah, well, even in this Spin Master small scale, they have an unmasked Zoe, or Catwoman, I should say. But unmasked figures are my thing, so I didn't pick that up. If they make a masked version, I'll be sure to check it out.
Got the Riddler and Catwoman are in.
Yeah, I didn't see any Riddler figure in the Spin Master line. I didn't see any McFarlanes on the shelves, so I didn't pick any of those up, or I would have.
You got any Funko Pops yet from the Batman?
No, I have not. I don't know. Outside of Catwoman and Riddler, I don't know. I mean, I guess I have to pick up the Batman and Oswald. I'll end up picking them up anyway, but I have not jumped on that yet.
I got this one.
Mm-hmm.
I took him out of the box. He's on my desk because I got a couple of other ones coming. And I have a few others that already came in. I'll show. Let's see. This is the wingsuit Batman.
Got the wingsuit. You got the one with the what looks like the arrows coming out of the wrist.
Yeah.
gauntlet.
And
Yeah.
then there is the
Catwoman
Catwoman
on the bike.
on the bike.
Mhm.
So I got a few others ordered that haven't come in yet.
You're a bigger pop guy than I am. I'm very
I
selective.
like
with
the
them.
Funko Pops and I like
Well,
the McFarlane stuff.
They're
so,
cracked,
Yeah,
so you got to be careful.
they are. They are. Absolutely are. I mean, look, I'm looking around and I'm going, oh my God. I counted it up the other day. It was like almost 40. Like,
But
wow.
I think for $30, this Spin Master, the Batman Batmobile is another steal. I highly encourage everyone to go out and buy it. Just because, and it's also just like I said earlier, it's just strange to me that McFarlane Toys hasn't announced a Batmobile yet.
Yeah.
They just recently made the Batmobeast from Scott Snyder's Death Metal.
Yeah.
He like I said, he made the motorcycle. So I'm curious, if he's going to make one in the scale, because they made the 66 car for their 6-inch figure line. So he's done crazier things.
You're going to get the Jada diecast?
I'll try. I want to, like, my target is horrible by getting this stuff in. So when I saw what they had, I picked up what I could find because
So,
I figured it wasn't.
Are
gonna
you
happen.
like Lauer, where you like to go on the hunt for this stuff?
I like the hunt, but because my target is so disappointing, I pre-ordered all the McFarlane figures.
Yeah,
So,
I did too.
and I pre-ordered the 3 Jokers figures as well, and all that jazz. So I would much rather go in hand because, like, just for the fact of like quality control, like, oh, there's a scuff on the face. I don't want that figure. I want this one. This one's cleaner. This one looks better.
Okay.
It just for that reason alone. But like, I'm at the mercy of the toy store here. So
Yeah,
it's a
I
shame Toys
ordered,
R Us isn't around anymore.
I did order that Jada Batmobile from the Batman, so that should be coming in.
I also saw a remote controlled Batmobile.
Yeah.
Which, I'll have to pick up the next time. Probably. I'll see what that's.
There's
I'm
like
gonna
one.
terrorize the dog.
There's like a fancy one that's like $250 or something. Is that the one you're talking about? Or are you talking about
No, this one was like $30.
There, and that's a Spin Master, right?
I believe so.
Spin Master has one that's remote control.
I'm very pleased with what Spin Master has done vehicle wise. They've really impressed me because what Mattel was doing for BVS and Justice League was a letdown. Justice League specifically. I know for Zack Snyder's Justice League, Mattel came out with that gigantic, like, $200 Batmobile, which was cool and everything. But it's just, I was like, I don't even have space for that thing. But they're like standard issue action figure line Batmobiles are a little upsetting. But I'm thoroughly pleased with what Spin Master's doing right now.
Very good. I'm excited to see what else comes out. I'm sure I'll pick it up. I will say that announcer Rachel is not excited for all this stuff coming out because I get it, and just don't tell her. Just don't say anything.
I mean,
So,
as long as she doesn't listen to the show.
well, I'm not gonna say anything in case she is. So, but I got
She's got her ear to the door.
I got
now.
a bunch of stuff coming. Okay, Batman on Film watch party. Well, like shit, it's here. You know, it's basically here. It's
We
gonna
got
be
what, 30 days till Gumbo?
pretty much. So on the 5th of March, it'd be a Saturday, so it's the day after the opening day. Well, I say the opening day. You know how that goes. It starts Thursday around 6 o'clock. They'll start screenings the day before, but
Yeah.
opening day officially is March 4th here in the United States. And on the 5th, we're going to have a Batman on Film watch party. Damn, I should have had that shirt. The shirts are in. Shirts are in with a logo, a Batman on Film logo just made for the watch party that we're going to wear. You can get them on TeePublic if you aren't going to attend. I'm going to have about 20 to give away at the watch party. But if you want to be proactive and get one and not worry about not having your size or running out or whatever, because those are going to be first come, first serve or first want. But yeah, you can get them at TeePublic at the /Batman on Film. But we're going to have a, like, I guess, what do you call this here? A meet and greet beforehand at the Parkway Tavern in Plano, Texas. And
I was looking at the taco menu. I'm hungry.
that's going to be around noonish. And then we're going to see somewhere around a 5 p.m. ish screening at the Cinemark West Plano and XD. All this is in Plano, Texas. Details are on Batman on Film. Just go, there's a link. It'll say, BOF's The Batman Watch Party, and there's details there. And I think we're going to have a big turnout for this.
I hope so. It'll be nice to meet some people.
We have a big turnout. I know we got about 10 people, just around 10 people who are just directly related to Batman on Film, including friends and family, maybe a little bit more. And then at the Saturday thing, there's going to be I've heard from all sorts of people who are coming in for that. And not only are they coming in from out of town, there's people here in town in Dallas, Fort Worth, that are going to be there. So that's going to be fun. Looking forward to that.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun to just meet some people. Like, I've never met Lauer in person, so it's going to be nice to, meet him. It'd be nice to see Dick Shoes again, Ryan Haas. I've never met Garrett in person. And it's just funny because, you talk to these people all the time, you Zoom them, all the time, and we're doing shows, and there's only so many people we've actually met face to face. So it'd be nice, and some of the just members of the Batman on Film community. I'm looking forward to meeting some of those people.
Doing something, I don't want to say special, but I'm throwing a little thank you for the Batman on Film folks, the team Batman on Film, at my house the Friday before. And so let me ask you this. So the Saturday will be the first time when you see it at the Batman on Film watch party screening, that's Saturday. That's the first time you'll have seen the Batman, right?
Yeah, Lauer and Haas can't wait. They gotta go see it immediately. They can't watch it for the first time with their friends.
Okay. And so the day before, when you come to my house, this will be the first time you've ever ate gumbo in your life, correct?
Yes, it will be.
Okay. So I hope I hope it, how you have like this really high expectations, and then you like for a movie or something, you see it. And
I have high expectations for gumbo, but I'm telling you right now, I have higher expectations for the Dick Shoes mashed potatoes. I might actually do a food review from your kitchen on Dick Shoes mashed potatoes. And if these mashed potatoes taste anything like Hungry Jack, I'm gonna rip him a new one.
Is he saying he is making these mashed potatoes?
I have requested it. I've talked about this for months because he's talked about it for years.
Because all I've heard from him, as I know that he's doing ribs, and he's bringing the ribs over. He's coming over that Friday early and do the rib thing.
These better be good ribs too, but I'm more concerned about these taters.
So I don't know. I don't know what his plans are. I know he's gonna have to pre-make them and bring them over and heat them up, because I'm gonna have all kind of burners at work here at my house with the stuff I'm whipping up. All right. So we hope to see you at the Batman on Film watch party Saturday, March 5th, 2022, Plano, Texas, which is part of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And that's all I got. The Batman is coming. Peter, you can plug whatever you would like.
You can follow me on social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, is Zack Snyder's favorite platform, Vero, at Pete Illustrated. You can follow podcast number 1. That is a news-based podcast, Straight Outta Gotham, at straight_O_G on both Instagram and Twitter. We have a Facebook group and a Facebook fan page. Consider joining both. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good discourse. Check out podcast number 2, the podcast I co-host with Chicago's finest, Nico and Nick Caruso, the dynamic duo. That is the Italian Spider-Man Coalition podcast. On Twitter, it is Italians for Spidey. Check out at Team Yellow Oval as we get ready for Keaton's return in Batgirl and the Flash. Flash comes first, so the iconic Oval back on the screen for the first time since 1995. That's kind of a big deal. Check out Batman on Film proper for my comic book reviews. I got a review of Detective Comics up that's probably up right now. I've got reviews of Batwoman, which is having a fantastic 3rd season. I encourage you all to watch Batwoman. It is a really fun 1-hour time on a Wednesday evening. Check out Batman on Film YouTube from interviews with Michael Uslan and Lauren Lester and Tara Strong. And, it's just
and that
the Batman is coming. Pizza. I got a calzone review.
Yeah.
Yeah, give that a shot, because every time you buy a calzone, you get some Batman posters. And don't be afraid to ask Little Caesars for an extra box, because the box design is pretty cool as well.
I texted you and said that was one of the greatest things I ever put on Batman on Film, was that calzone review. I was serious. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
I'm glad. If you like that, you should check out the man who inspired me, Dave Portnoy, and his Barstool Pizza reviews. They're a blast.
You sent me that link. I did check it out.
Mike is a big fan of them, so he gets the seal of approval.
It was good. All right. All the shows, this show, all the Batman on Film shows, all the shows that Pete mentioned, they're all part of the Batman Podcast Network. There is actually a BatmanPodcastNetwork.com domain. It used to be a site. I own the domain. There's nothing that goes to that directly anymore. But if you go to Batman on Film, you go to the podcast, it'll drop down. You'll see Batman Podcast Network. You can check out all the shows there. As far as my social media, go to Batman on Film. You can find it there. I will plug, if you like what we do here, patreon.com/Batman on Film and tpublic.com/Batman on Film. Lots of Batman on Film stuff with the logos and whatnot that you can get on stickers and buttons and
Get them while they last.
T-shirts. And if you're going to like I said, if you're going to the watch party and you want a shirt, and you don't want to risk me running out of the 20 I'm going to give away or not having your size, you can pick one up. And they always got good sales on TeePublic. They'll knock them down to like $13 all the time, the time. And that's all I got. Thanks for listening. And Batman's coming. The Batman's coming.
It's here.
It's here. It's here. Let's just say that, because before we go, I found an article I wrote way back in 2018 about, hey, relax and enjoy the ride. Quit trying to make this thing come out immediately, you know. And here it is 4 years later, and it kind of flew by, didn't it? I always say, enjoy it, because the next thing you know, it's going to be here. You're going to watch it, and then you're going to have to wait another 3 years.
You know, we're going to walk out of the theater, and the first couple tweets are going to be like about the Batman too. So like people aren't even really going to enjoy it.
The good thing, and I mentioned this also, I won't say good thing, is we get the Batman, and we'll be able to enjoy it. Watch it on the big screen several times before it goes away, and then it's going to be on HBO Max 45 days later, and then we'll get a Blu-ray release. But hell, in November we get Keaton's Batman and the Flash, and then sometime after that, I don't know if it's I'm thinking 2023, you get Batgirl with Keaton and Batgirl. So there's a lot of Batman on film.
And who knows who pops up in this Oswald show?
Yeah, that I hopefully we start seeing some of that, getting some news on those two spinoffs.
I'm looking forward to 2 days specifically. The day where I wake up, watch the Batman at home on HBO Max, and then go to watch the Batman in the theater, because you know that's going to happen.
That will be able to yes.
And then I can't wait for the day where I can watch the Batman and then go watch Keaton in the Flash. You know, it's going to be a fun time. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
I'm very excited.
All right, I'll let y'all. Let's get out of here. Thanks for listening again. The Batman's coming. Come to the watch party if you can make it, or be there with us in spirit. We'll take pictures and video and stuff as well. And catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Batman on Film Social Hour, Jett's official BOF podcast and vlog. Follow Jett on Twitter at Batman on Film. For BOF news only on Twitter, follow at the Batman on Film. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original Batman on Film.